Hi everyone, my name is Jess and I am a thriftaholic. Welcome to Thrifting is My Beach. I have a short haul for you today. This is an example of how you can live in the middle of nowhere and still resell and find things locally. So I went to a town of about 10,000 people. Went to 2 thrift stores, and one good thing about small places generally is that the prices are low, depending on obviously where you live. So let's get started. The first item I'm going to show you is actually something I got off Facebook Marketplace. I've recently been sourcing online a little bit just to try it out, find some maybe rarer, more rare pieces, and found this adorable little Polo Ralph Lauren ski sweater. This one is double-sided. It is a toddler size. This was listed for $20. So with shipping, I think I paid either $20 to $25 total. Here is the label. The Polo Bear items generally do well. I think the older pieces from like the 90s are it. I notice I keep doing this and I don't know why. Okay. And so I'm going to list this high. I'm going to shoot for like $150. I cannot find anything else like it online. And there's some cute little buttons up on the shoulder. And if it doesn't work out, then it's a 4T, and my daughter, she's in a 4T now, and she's 2.5. She's a big girl. So maybe she'll fit into it this next fall, but I will try still to sell it. So that's one thing that I didn't buy locally. I did buy that online, and I did pay up. And before, in my previous videos, I've told you like not to pay up, but like I said, I've been doing this for 5 years, selling on multiple platforms online. So I feel like I have a little bit more capital, and I feel more comfortable spending up on items if I know it will sell. So I love square toe 90s shoes. They are very popular currently. So I got some block heel brown leather floral shoes. These are gorgeous. It's like raised, and the flower pattern is black. These are made in Brazil, or no, they're made in Italy. Italian size, 38 or 39. This is a 38. And the brand is no, I'm sorry, they sold these shoes? No. Paws. I have no idea. Pedal Paws. Gamma. It almost looks like that's the Soul brand. These were $4. And I'll probably start them at $50. For vintage 90s shoes, I always, especially if it's like Mud, Skechers, LEI, the lower mall brands, I always look inside, because if it is not leather lined, and even sometimes if it is leather lined, on the inside sole, it will be cracking or flaking. Unfortunately, I would say almost half of the shoes that I find from the 90s era, the inside liner is cracked. And if it's starting to peel, I do not buy it because I just think that would be a big mess. So $4 for those. Like I said, I'm hoping to sell those for $50. I probably sell vintage 90s shoes best on Etsy. The next piece, I should have checked comps. I don't check comps most of the time unless it's a higher, or unless it like costs more money, and then I'm going to look it up. But this one was $3.50. I got it because it's merino wool. For some reason, I thought this would price well at ThredUp. They only retail this brand for $45 for a cardigan. So I would make maybe double my money. I'm not going to risk that. It's a beautiful green open front cardigan. So I'm going to sell this myself and start at I'll probably try selling it for $30. A tip for when you find wool sweaters in the thrift is you need to do the stretch test. There, did you hear that slight crunch? So there is a slight crunch. That typically means that they laundered it improperly and it shrank a little bit. Very little shrinkage, otherwise I would have passed. But if I hear quite a bit of crunching, I will definitely pass. One way that you can stretch out a sweater, which I have invested the time to do that with an Anthropologie sweater that I sold for like $50, is that you can soak it in, I think, warm water with hair conditioner, and it loosens the fibers, and so then you just pull and then you towel dry. You don't obviously put it in your dryer because it's going to shrink to a kid size and it will not be sellable. Okay, the next item I got is actually a pair of socks, brand new. Guys, these are worth like $30 to $40. I have never heard of this brand. They're waterproof. Randy San, I don't know if they're for like surfing or what. They seem to be kind of aimed at that, but there's the brand and nice flame pattern. I think I even saw a skull on here. Really different, unique. I mean, I always, when I'm in the thrift, because I have people on Instagram be like, oh my gosh, you find such cool stuff. I just look for the very interesting, like bold, loud, unique pieces. Okay, the next item I actually got for ThredUp, and these are new without the box. They still have the cardboard in them. And these are a modern pair of platform Clarks. These sell for me between $70 and $75 on ThredUp, so I get $30 to $35. They're a great style, a great color. I did pay $6, but I just put them in a box and send them into ThredUp, so I'm okay with that, and I'm very confident they will sell. Clark's is my #1 selling brand currently on ThredUp's website. All right, so this one, this is 100% acrylic. It's just a 90s mock neck cottage core sweater, grainy core, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's got a nice print. I like the contrasting colors. It's in great condition. A lot of times with acrylic sweaters you get pilling under the arms or like all over, and this looks like it was worn maybe once. I just like the style, so I did pick that one up. This one was $2.50, so great prices, and the tag doesn't necessarily matter. Sometimes it can matter, like if it's Icelandic design, or there's some other like Polo ones that I'm sure you guys have heard of. Okay, this one I got is just a 90s shirt jacket, and it's a women's chore jacket. You know, it's got the nice patch pockets, and guys, it is simply Cabin Creek. My mom used to have this brand in her closet. I don't know if it used to be sold at Walmart or Kmart or something, but it's the nice cotton. I don't think it's 100%. No, it is 100% cotton. It's a large. I did pay $4 for this, but I'm going to list it for $40. All right, so I saw these last time I was in the thrift. They actually tag the items for how long they've been in there. So this thrift, so it's a smaller town. They don't put out near as much. That's why I only go every few months. But this has been in the store since November 21st. So it's been there for almost 2 months. These were $2 a piece, and they are acrylic waffle weave pastel striped baby blankets. Now, I got these because they were only $2 a piece. It actually one still has the tag on it, made in the USA. I'll show you when I mean waffle weave. This is the knit to look for that for some reason people just have a desire to own. I have 2 of them. They are in great condition. I'm going to list them separately for $30 a piece. Again, baby blankets sell best for me for the highest profit on Etsy, of course. All right, so this one I got based off of style. For some reason, 90s Coldwater Creek is like pretty nice as far as styles. So here we have an older Coldwater Creek tag. Don't see a size up above. Yeah, it says for free catalog. Remember back in the 90s? Well, and 80s, but I think this is 90s based off of style, when they would send out catalogs before the internet. Nice Southwest Aztec pattern. The blues are absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I'm going to list this between $50 and $60, depending on the size. It does have the shoulder pads. It's got the blanket stitch here. Love the colors. There are pockets. It's fully lined. Let's see what the material content is. So it's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, and it has an acetate lining. A lot of times when there's an acetate lining, that's a huge indicator that it is vintage. And when I mean vintage, I mean from the 90s. Like, so something a lot of people get confused is vintage is considered 20 years or older. So technically, if something was made 20 years ago, it's considered vintage. And a lot of vintage collectors, or true vintage, is something that's from like, is it 30 years or older? I don't know. I can't keep up. But it's a petite extra large, so it probably fits more like a large. I always take measurements on vintage. This would be a great piece to model, but as I mentioned, like all my videos recently, I'm about ready to pop, so I don't think I'll be a great model for that jacket. That's one thing, is I'm ready to get this baby out so I can model some of my clothes, because I feel like it helps sell it. All right, I do really well with vintage agricultural jackets, Pioneer, YFLs, Channel, International Harvester, all of those do well with. This is probably 80s swingster. It's like flannel lined almost, probably just polyester. There's the tag. A lot of the 70s swingster tags are folded over. I do well with those as well. And this is made in the USA. Men's large. It does have the pointed collar, so I'm guessing maybe more like early 80s. It's not too exaggerated. If it was more exaggerated, I would lean towards 70s, but due to the other tag, I think it's more 80s. There are some blemishes that look like they may be set in, but I still have people buy this, and I always include, for these jackets or even hats, when there's an actual patch, I always put patch in the title, because some people are seeking it just for the patch. And so I didn't tell you, but starting from here, so these were only $1 a piece. Went to a different place, and their cost of goods is very cheap. Everything's $1. I think kids' clothes are 50 cents. Dresses are $2, which I didn't find dresses. And then I think I paid $2 for this leather coat that I'm going to show you in a minute. So, all right, I got this really cool men's sweater, pullover sweater. Love the colors and the pattern. This should do pretty well. It's a fleece acrylic, or it almost looks like faux wool. There's the tag, jeans wear, and yeah, it's a men's large. This should do well. I'll probably list this for $60, and I may lower it. Oh, there's pockets too. I may lower it to $50 if it doesn't sell pretty quick, just because I don't want to hold on to it for another season. This next piece is hand knit. There were a few other hand knit pieces, but because they were solid neutral beige, I have a harder time selling those. If it was a color or a pattern, I do better. So this is absolutely huge. It's like a one size, but I'm pretty sure this is made for somebody that a larger size. It's a cable knit short sleeve cardigan, very slouchy. It's got the draped collar, well, not collar, but front. And they actually, for some reason, somebody had added Velcro to keep the collar laid like this, and I just ripped the Velcro off. It looked really tacky. So here's the back. It's just very oversized bohemian, and that one is one that probably needs to be modeled as well, because it looks really frumpy when I'm just holding it. But trust me, it's really nice. It was very well made. Sometimes you'll find these in a thrift and like a string is loose, and so it started to come unraveled. And this is all in one piece. It doesn't smell like mothballs. Okay, the last piece. Like I said, I went to 2 stores and I didn't find a whole lot. I haven't been finding as much lately, but I think it's because I'm being more selective, which is fine. It takes more trips to the thrift. So, all right, here is a more modern swingster jacket. This is probably 90s, early Y2K. I did see the liner right here, probably from when they hung it on like a coat rack or a hook. It just caught over time, or it just wore on the back of their neck, and that's okay. For the leather, I just look for signs of wear. And this is a nice black leather bomber style jacket. Coat, it's heavy, it's lined. But what made me buy it, I wouldn't have bought it if it was pretty plain. However, it is embroidered Goodyear. So somebody in, like maybe a mechanic or a tire salesman or somebody that works in corporate may want this jacket. So I thought it was nice. Or you could buy it and you could put a patch on top of it. You know, there's several things. Or maybe somebody that just does not care. So, but it was in very nice condition. It's a pebbled leather. And I paid a whole $2 for that. So I spent a total of, I think, $32 for everything that I have showed you. And the Clark's shoes alone will pay for everything. Minus my sitter. Keep in mind, I do have kids. So I have to pay for a babysitter. But it's totally worth it because it keeps me sane and it gets me out of the house. I don't get out very often anymore. So here is my small haul. The next video I'm actually excited about to share with you guys. It has been requested a few times and I just haven't gotten around to it. Is a video specifically on vintage blankets. I'm going to go over my solds, how I show pictures, like how I photograph it, how I store it, and just tips and tricks. Platforms I sell well on. All that. I feel like I have enough experience under my belt to share all the information with you. So, all right. Well, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel and my videos get out there to everybody. And I hope you guys have a great day. All right. Bye.